Let's go.
Okay. This is Claire, and we noticed probably maybe a week or so after coming home from the hospital that in the late evening, maybe around 9 or 10 o'clock, she would get really fussy and she would scream at us, not crying but screaming, and her face would get red and she would claw at her face, and we couldn't find a way to console her really. We would try rocking, and then we would try walking, and then we would rock some more, and we'd swaddle her and unswaddle her, and we tried a pacifier, and she never really wanted to take a pacifier. Oh. And so we didn't know what to do anymore, and she would just eat and eat and eat and then just scream some more at us. And we talked to my husband's brother. His two daughters, our two nieces, had come here for help with colic, and they said that it really worked, and so we thought, well, let's try it. Even though it hadn't been very long, we thought we just couldn't continue on like that because nobody was sleeping. And so we called and got an appointment, and we've been here, I think we've done 7 treatments, and he told us she was about a 4 out of 10, and he could see when he laid her down, she was always laying with her legs scrunched up, which we had noticed at home too, because it was really hard to change her diaper because she had her knees pulled up, and it was hard to get her into her car seat with her knees pulled up. And so he looked at her, and she laid scrunched up, and her tummy was kind of hard, and her belly button was sticking out farther than it should have. It wasn't flat against her belly anymore. And so he's been working on her, and the first treatment was, I would say maybe the worst, but it wasn't bad. She just cried a little bit, and then I think she pooped and she ate a little bit and went to sleep, and then every time after that she's maybe been slightly uncomfortable. You can see in her face, and she'll grunt, but it hasn't hurt her at all. And today he said that she's 100% and we can stop treatment, and she doesn't scream at us anymore, and she's been sleeping. Last night she slept for 6 hours without waking up, and previously she would maybe sleep for 30 minutes to an hour, and then she'd wake up and scream, and then it'd be another 30 minutes to an hour, and then she'd wake up and scream. So we've been getting a good night's sleep for about a week now, which is a big relief and makes everything feel better. And she quit clawing at her face, and I don't know, she's just better, and she's happy now. Like when she's awake, she'll just lay on the floor and she's content, and she smiles at us when she can. She doesn't do it on purpose yet, but she's actually a happy baby. And previously it was she'd lay on the floor and she'd just cry and fuss and scream, and so you'd pick her up and try a whole bunch of stuff and it wouldn't work. And so we finally feel like we have a content and happy baby, and I would highly recommend bringing your baby here to Dr. Scherenberg, even if you don't think that the colic is really bad. He helped us, and we obviously a 4 out of 10 is not the worst, and so I would highly recommend at least bringing your baby in, and he can tell you if it has colic, and maybe do some treatments to make it better. He's very pleasant to work with, and went through a lot of information with us about what causes the colic and what was causing her symptoms, like the clawing at her face and the screaming, so that you can understand the whole illness and all of its symptoms. And then he does the treatments, and it has been very good to work with, so I would highly recommend him.